Hey guys, I'm S.Dan Wolf and welcome back to the channel. Got a really good bit of feedback from the last video as far as the reptile house goes, and my buddy Anthem369, a bunch of you guys were on there telling me that you think it would be cool if we expanded this a little bit, you know, not just to have this like just broad type of building out here. So that's exactly what I did right here. Now, of course, I know you guys are probably going to rag me for another implied exhibit, but maybe we can just get this ready for if they give this to us one day. But right outside of the amphibian and reptile house, I thought it would be cool to have a little turtle pond. So right out here, you know, all the types of smaller turtles, we're not talking giant tortoises or anything like that, but you know, just the little turtles, you could walk right up and you could see them underneath the glass, which really in a lot of zoos, this isn't really, I don't think, how they would have it set up with glass like this necessarily. Like as far as some of the places that I've been, it's more like, you know, you have the little kiddie pools, like, but they're blue. Well, a lot of them that I have seen, they're like that type of material, the turtle ponds are, but they're black. And I think that probably just lends itself to maybe cleaning them easier than it would be to kind of come in here and, you know, kind of clean all this glass. And with the glass being exposed to the sun all day, kind of like with algae building up on it, and you know, that would probably be a big task. But I just, for the sake of the game, I thought it looked pretty cool. And of course, I've given them a lot of little basking logs, because you know that's important for them as far as keeping their shells hard, regulating their temperatures and stuff like that. They really need to get up out of the water fully if they can. So that is kind of what we have these. Kind of like secured floating logs in here, and then I have the lily pads and stuff for cover. And but yeah, like you could just see little kids running up and like getting right up to this glass and watching. Maybe we have some little fish in here and watching the turtles kind of swim in and out of all the little hiding spots. And then of course, you know, in the wild, like if you're fishing or you're canoeing and you come by some turtles and they're up on a log, normally they're booking it. Like they are gone the moment you get within like 30 feet of them. But I think our particular turtles would be so used to people and being handled by people. I think they would come up and not give too much of a fuss as far as the people go. This is kind of like the little staff area for the turtles, and this little ramp is purely for the staff to get in and get out, you know, if they have to do extractions and stuff. So I've got this fenced off from the public here. So, but yeah, this is kind of like right at the entranceway, right when you come into the reptile house. So and a lot of you guys were saying too in the last video, as far as feedback goes, that these are kind of like they're too boxy, and I kind of agree, but we don't want to get into the deep realm of S.Dan Wolf because that would kind of I think it could lend itself too easily into over theming, like sometimes I do. And if we're kind of in this more for the realism aspect, or as much as we can be. I'm kind of thinking about just leaving those like that, because yeah, that kind of just opens up Pandora's box for my mind to really run. And then over here, like on the back side of the smaller turtle little area, you've got the Aldabra giant tortoise over here. So yeah, people can kind of come, you know, back through this little pathway over here, and they can make their way back here to see our some of the older residents of the zoo, and that is that's the giant tortoise. And let's see, they will probably make a race for the food over here. I don't know who will win, but yep, they look at this one eyeballing this one up. Me first. But yeah, so that is that little section, kind of like you make your way, you know, out of the reptile exhibit over here, and if you made it through like the long way over there, then you can come out and check these guys out. This one looks like he may win. And then the last part to kind of fill in the little reptile area. Check this out. I've got the Gharial exhibit over here. So, you know, not really massive, but I've got some custom little boardwalk up here. You could come in and watch them, or you could make your way down this little offshoot right here, this little path, and come down and see the glass part right here. So I thought that would be really, really cool. I was kind of debating on whether to cover this section or not. I don't know if we need that to be indoor or if that's a little too much. I also don't know if this little date palm here would survive the winters, but I just thought it looked so cool and kind of fits with their like little biome. We've got a lot of bamboo up. We've got a little mangrove tree. I tried to make it look as mountainous and like as tropical and in a mountain in a hilly mountain North American environment as possible. So yeah, you can make your way over here to the far section of the reptile area and check out the Gharials over here. Really, really cool creatures. And they have their own kind of little unit over here, little extraction area, you know, if we had to get them out of here. And, you know, this is kind of like just their little like manager office over here, you know, where the keepers and stuff can keep an eye on them. Because, you know, this is a pretty big ticket animal right here. So you'd have a lot of people over here, I think, up on this boardwalk coming to check them out. But I think this whole little area now, it just fills in so good with the turtle pond and the Gharials and the giant tortoises over here, and then plus all of what we have on the inside. I know you guys love the little aquarium deal here. Some of you guys were even talking about, I wish we had this. They were saying that it'd be cool to kind of offshoot over here and do like an indoor crocodile or alligator exhibit. I really wish we could get some American alligators. That would be, I have so many ideas in mind that maybe wouldn't fit this more realistic zoo, but nonetheless, I've got a really ton of ideas for some alligator exhibits. But yeah, just kind of really wanted to jump in and kind of get your all's feedback on the whole little our little expanded reptile area. I thought that came out really, really cool. And of course you access that from this main path right here that takes you up through there. Another idea I had, kind of leading back, I don't know if what'll kind of be back through there yet. I was thinking maybe grizzly bears or the wolves back through there, because see, it has it like when you cross that bridge and you're looking that way, it has a really cool like North American type vibe. I've got these huge like twin giant red cedar trees right here that you know, thankfully the park didn't cut down, and we actually even worked the path, you know, the gravel path around them. The whole layout over here, I think, as far as the story goes, was led to absolutely leaving these two cedar trees alone. I think this is a good little photo spot here for kids, like jumping up on these rocks and taking pictures and stuff. And then I brought in what I think this building back here is, bringing it in from the Fantasy Zoo. I think this would be just like a management outpost. So, you know, we'll make an access point back here with some sidewalks and stuff. But all this would be, it's not really guest related, but it would just be a manager spot. If they have to jump in, like maybe they could have some offices up here. If they had to jump in and shoot off some emails or take some phone calls, they could kind of get off of the path and kind of out of the hustle and bustle of this side of the park, because I think this would be a really, really busy section. People kind of funneling in off the bridge to go left to the reptile area, and then make their way either over here to find some shade, or this is like one of those, I think this is one of those good spots where people like pull off to the side and start making plans and deciding like which way they want to go. And so yeah, that right up there is just a total managerial type building with like offices and all that stuff up there. And then of course we've got some benches and Mr. Dome's little magazine rack out there. And speaking of that, I actually used his magazine rack. I think this would be a cool spot. And I was telling some people on Bro Nation Discord that like some zoos, this is what I want to implement with our little Pine Creek here. Every a few places, few little areas, I want to have like an adventure club program with these little stands that you sign up for. And as the kids or even the adults, once you sign up here and kind of get your information, it's kind of like an adventure type game where each of these little booths, you know, where they're going to be kind of spread out all over the zoo, gives you a different mission or a different adventure, if you will, to, you know, to go on and find different animals throughout the zoo. And either you have to write down a feature of them or how many of them you saw, and then you bring it back to the spot, or you take it to another little adventure post, and you get little prizes like maybe little enamel zoo pins or animal pins, you know, you can put on your backpack or your jacket or whatever. You know, just like little prizes like that. You can win if you go out and identify what your particular adventure is to go and identify. So it might be anything like go over here and find out what the names of the giant tortoises are and bring them back. And it's just really to get people, and, you know, really kids in particular, to get people to go and explore the zoo more and bring back that information and just, you know, kind of learn more stuff along the way. So, and, you know, you might have to go over and research something on the red pandas over here. It's just all types of stuff like that. I was thinking was the idea behind implementing like this adventure club program. So yeah, that is kind of what I've had going on since filming episode 6 yesterday. I know I said I was going to get in here and kind of mess with the creek a little bit, but your all's feedback kind of dictated yesterday and this morning, kind of going more towards filling out the reptile area a little more. So see how good your little view could be up here of this big boy. And yeah, like I said, this is custom fencing. I think it just looked cooler than actually putting the real fencing up here, even though we know the people. I wish I could find a way. Maybe I can hide an actual path underneath this, because it just didn't look as cool as like the rope and stuff keeping people back. And I just think that just looks so much better as that little boardwalk. And then, of course, like we said, you can come down in here to the glass part and get really up close. But I think the next bit of feedback I'd probably need from you guys is, do we put any kind of canopy over this to kind of shade people as they come down in here to check out, to check out some of our larger reptilians here? So I don't know, you just kind of have to let me know what you think about that part. I think the glass part is really, really cool. Just need some feedback on that being covered. So anyways, guys, yeah, I think that's all I messed with. I didn't do anything out here with the parking lot besides moving some cars and buses around. I know you guys like to, some of you guys point that out when stuff is moved when you come back to the next episode. So we've moved this car. They have pulled away and then had to come back around to go in and ask more questions. So we don't know what they're up to. But anyways, guys, yeah, that is kind of what I've the little bit of mischief I've got into here this weekend. Kind of filling out this little larger planning area, and then of course getting over here and giving you guys some more cool stuff in the reptiles section, in the amphibian section. Even Anthem was even talking about like maybe doing, it would be cool if you had like a little frog exhibit, or maybe inside do some kind of like little frog thing. I was thinking over here as well, like this little area would lend itself pretty cool to some kind of little stage even. So I don't know, we'll just have to kind of see how it goes. I kind of want to I want to go out this way a little bit and kind of get some more exhibits in, and of course start bringing the creek out a little further as well. So I don't know. And then of course too, don't let me forget the backstage area, the vein essentially that will run of the park, that will let the crews and stuff get to all areas of the park quicker. We need to kind of continue that on as well. So, but anyways, guys, yeah, like always, thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me, and just let me know what you think about episode 7, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thank you. See you.